Welcome, everybody, to the Advanced Selling Podcast, the longest-running sales training podcast in history of podcasts. My name is Bryan Neale.
My name is Bill Caskey.
Here every week for your listening enjoyment. If you've not already done so, become a member of the Insider Program. You hear us talk about it. You think about it. You kind of want to do it. What are you waiting for? It's best bang for your bucks. $97 a month, live training with Bill. And Bill, you said, you mentioned you're going to add like a follow-up session now?
Yeah, I felt like one a month is not quite enough because I introduce concepts in that one time, the first Friday of the month. And I feel like instead of just moving to the next concept the next month, I want to do a little bit of reinforcement and problem solving and implementation around it. So we're having 2 meetings a month. The second meeting is 1 hour. It's usually 2 weeks after the first. Anyway, all you need to know is that we're trying to improve it so that you get, extreme value out of your $97 a month.
Yeah.
So we feel like we've got it dialed in a little bit better. So,
awesome.
And in May, we're going to be talking about how do you construct and articulate your offer, the solution that you bring. How do you do it in a way that is compelling?
Fantastic. Let's see. It's a little poll question for you, Bill.
Okay.
Sitting here in April, I was going through our pantry, and there were 2 items there that I want your take on.
Okay.
If you're in or out on the 2 items, they're food items. And if they are these 2 items an age-based item? And by that I mean, do you think they are, air quotes, old people food?
Yeah. Okay. I'm
First item,
the answer will be yes.
the first
you wouldn't
item
be asking me. So go ahead.
Is Grape-Nuts cereal. In or out on Grape-Nuts?
Well, I don't buy or eat cereal, but I really like Grape-Nuts. And the reason is because I like crunchy things.
Yeah, okay.
I don't like spinach salad because there's no crunch in it. I want crunchy. I want nuts and, cabbage and stuff like that. So I do like Grape-Nuts. I've heard it's good for you, but I don't know. I don't eat it anymore. But it is an old, that you're exactly.
It's an old person's food, isn't it? Kind of. I mean, it's a thing. I just wondered that. So, and if you're really looking for crunch, I mean, that's the place to do it, right? It's like eating glass.
Break teeth.
Your roof of your mouth's all bleeding afterwards. What about this one? What about cream of wheat? Cream of wheat, in or out?
Never. I hate cream of wheat.
You hate cream of wheat? Oh my God, I love cream of wheat.
Do you really?
Is it an old person's food? Because I ate it as a kid, but then I always felt it was at my grandma's house.
Yeah, I think it is. I think
old
people.
Yeah,
old people introduced it to us, and then carry the tradition. And same with oatmeal too. I detest oatmeal.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And with oatmeal, I have some kind of allergy to oats or something because I get real phlegmy and cough and
interesting.
And so those 2. Yeah, I think they're old. I think they're old style.
I think so.
I don't know if Bobby Kennedy would approve of those or not. Maybe he would. I don't know.
We'll have to have Travis put the little poll. Are you in or out on Grape-Nuts or in or out on cream of wheat?
What about you?
I'm in on both.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Grape-Nuts. I always ate them at my grandma's house, and cream of wheat was one of my favorite foods growing up. Now, of course, I put 18 teaspoons of sugar in it when I was a kid.
Exactly. Exactly.
Man, I love cream of wheat. I felt like we were rich when we were eating cream of wheat. Just like the generic oats or mush, fried cornmeal. It's cream of wheat. It's like a big day at the house.
Well, my mom used to make oatmeal, and she used to put brown sugar in it, a lot. And so there was never enough. So I'm just dumping brown sugar just to hide the nasty taste.
All right.
Topic today. When we do these recordings, I'm always thinking, because you take a topic and I take a topic, and that way it keeps it fresh. And so I was thinking, what's a good topic for mine? And I sometimes think we need to go back to kind of the original reason we did this podcast for 20 years. This is our 20th anniversary. Is that right? 06.
Yeah, in September.
And I think the original reason we did it was because we want to help people solve problems. We want to help people bring ideas to problems that are unsolved or frustrating or creating suffering in some way. And so I wanted to get back today. And so I've got a question to you is, here we sit, April 2026 or May 2026. And what's the one problem that you see sales organizations, sales professionals, customer acquisition people, in other words, could be an accountant, it could be an attorney, it doesn't have to be a salesperson, but somebody who's in the business of acquiring customers. What's the biggest problem you see they have today. And I thought you would go and explain. I'll go with the one I think they have and explain, and then maybe we can arrive at some solutions.
Okay. It's just hard to narrow it down to one. That's why you asked the question, right?
I know.
It's really hard. And I tend to, when I hear these things, I get, 18 things flash in your head, and then usually your brain just keeps going back to one. And you said, Bill, because we haven't prepared. Well, I don't know what Bill's going to say. He's not what I'm going to say. And Bill said, I bet ours are different. So I bet they are too. I'm going to say the number one problem is the poor allocation of time spent for salespeople. That in all things with their calendar and their time spent, they don't have a systematic way to effectively produce at the high level that most of them want to produce at, I would say. There's no systematic allocation of time. So what happens is, here's the problem. Salespeople have way too much to do on a to-do list in a week. And that tends to occur. Those to-dos tend to be around either internal like deals or operational things or customer service things, and they're really, really, really busy in a week, and they don't do anything to systematically behave in the week for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. So when you look at any salesperson's calendar, you'll typically see it full in the week that you're in. Mm-hmm. And if I flip 2 pages and go to 2 weeks away, there's nothing other than the internal meetings. But when you get to that 2-week mark, it will be full. Yeah. And I don't think people think about that as a big problem. And I think it's a huge problem.
So is it the reallocation of where you spend your time? Is that what your solution is?
I think it's where, and it's not systematic. So here's an example. Let's use what a lot of people have as the top problem. I don't have enough in the top of the funnel. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I go, okay, let me look at your calendar. You say what you do every week is the thing that determines your output the most. And let me look for those spaces where you've got a systematic place held on your calendar to do activity that's strictly geared around filling the top of the funnel. And most people say they don't. They might try to do a time block, like a prospecting time block, right, but they're really quick to cancel it when a customer calls or when something else pops up. And then they never know why their sales go up and down, or that, they get behind before they know to get behind. Similar to our last episode, we talked about the behavior that I do months and weeks and days before determines what spits out later. Mm-hmm. So that would be one example. We talk about LinkedIn all the time. People say, I need to be more active on LinkedIn. I'm like, let me look at your calendar and show me where you systematically put time in your calendar to do the work you need to do on LinkedIn. Well, I'm really busy and, kind of do that when I'm, get some downtime. It's very fluffy. And I think it could be more structured in a calendar setting that would allow them to consistently behave and do behaviors that will feed them down the road.
That's really good.
It's different.
It's good. Yeah. I mean, if your problem is you're not generating enough leads, then one place to look at it is how much time are you spending and what are you doing with that time? And yes. I think mine was lead generation, but in a slightly different way. And that is at almost every company that comes to me, comes to us, and we have a conversation, it's almost always lead gen, either new logos, new business, brand new business, or expanding business within their current client base. I think they're both, I would put them both under lead generation, because if I'm selling a company $100,000 worth of product A, but they could buy product B, C, D, and E, and that's $1 million. Well, why would I go out and find somebody brand new and I can just, work on that? But that's still new business acquisition. I don't care how you say it, even though it's the same logo. And I think most people don't think of creating a system. And you said it. I like that word. I think that's true. I think we have the selling system. Okay, when we go in, we ask all the right questions. We do the upfront agreement. We find out what the dilemmas are and the problems, and we are able to share our offer. And so that's all sales process stuff. But you don't get to the sales process if you don't have a lead gen engine. Mm-mm. Or a system of some kind. And maybe that is a labor thing like you're talking about. Maybe it's a leverage thing. Like Could you create a podcast where every week you have a topic and every week you offer a free assessment to listeners, or to, a free strategy session, or maybe a document that you've created. So we're leveraging the assets. We're giving voice to these things, and then people are raising their hand and say, yeah, Bill, Bryan, I'd like to see that.
Yes.
And that's a systematic way that just most sales professionals don't think of.
Mm-hmm.
I think marketing people do to a point, but it doesn't have to be super clever. It's just something you do on a weekly basis that allows people to raise their hand and say, yeah, you know what, I might be interested in that, instead of making these god-awful cold outreaches and trying to get people to book an appointment. Why don't you let them raise their hand first? Let's see if there's any interest at all. If there is, then the next call becomes a lot easier. Hey, I noticed you downloaded our thing. I noticed you signed up for this. But it makes sense to have a call. We talk about that. Yeah, that'd be great. So now I'm not just bullying people into a meeting, but I'm doing it in a more sophisticated way that's available today because of digital technology.
And when you look at systems and processes around this, like Bill said, this doesn't have to be, it's not overly difficult. I will use us as an example of keeping a podcast going for almost 20 years, one episode a week for the most part. What was our system to do that? We have held recording time every other Monday from 9 to 10, recurring to perpetuity. And that's it. And that magic allows us to create this asset that we can leverage in all sorts of ways. It's always there for people to find.
Yeah.
People can listen to us and call us, or if we are in the market and we're in a prospecting mode, say, hey, by the way, if you want to get to know our voice a little bit, I've got podcasts. Here's a link. You can listen to it. So I'm leveraging that asset, but the system is easy. The system is we record the thing. It's uploaded already to StreamYard. Our producer gets it, does a little bumper music, and posts it up. That's the system. Every other Monday for 20 years, essentially. Literally.
It's so simple.
It is, though.
and Travis, who does all the edit, he does that. I'm just talking about you and I.
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot of, we're just talking about what we do in the world. So yeah. we're not trying to learn a brand new lesson. We're just saying, look, I had this client the other day. You said, hey, I had this dance marathon thing. It's just all experiences. But if you try to plan something out and try to outline it in script, and I'm going to start a podcast, I'm going to devote 8 hours a week to it, ain't going to do it.
No.
I'm sorry. I know you're full of vim and vigor and ambition. You're not going to do it. You're not going to go from 0 hours a week producing something to 8 hours a week. It ain't happening. So don't put that in your calendar. Put in your calendar, I'm going to do 1 hour every 2 weeks, and I'm going to hit record. I'm just going to frickin' hit record and see what happens. And some weeks it's going to be worth saving. Some weeks it'd be, not. But that's a system. It's not a complex system, but that's the beauty of it.
Yes. And combine these two things, then you see it, when you inspect calendars, and you can inspect bills, there's a standing meeting every other Monday from 9 to 10 to record our podcast. And now, do we hit it every time? Not exactly, but it's always there. We can catch up if we need to catch up, and it's always there. That's the system, and your calendar will show you what your systems are. So combining the two, you go, okay, top of funnel activity is always an issue. I should see, if you're listening to this after this episode, time blocks in your calendar devoted to these things, whether it's podcasting, whether it's doing research, and they're themed, and you just do them. That's just, I don't want to oversimplify it, but that's the truth. And and people make excuses. I got a customer call and I got this thing, and I get it. Someone just said, we've got some new people coming on board, so we onboard them, and we have this little link to a learning management system that expires. So we get notes from people and say, hey, can you send me a new link? Mine expired. And it expires in 3 days. We tell them all this. But there's always a reason that they use as an excuse of why they couldn't log in. Mm-hmm. I was at a trade show. Well, I was traveling my territory. And I'm like, you know how long it takes to log into the LMS? 11 seconds. Yeah. You click on the link, put your email address in, and make up a password. Hit enter. That's all you got to do. Yeah. And so let's be real with ourselves here. It's not that you were at a trade show, is that you didn't see that as a valuable allocation of your time.
That's right.
between the time we send it to you and now.
That's right. And sometimes building the system doesn't seem like a good allocation of time. Building the system that you're going to run every week for an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever, seems like a waste of time. Let's just do the behavior. Let's just make the calls. Let's not build a system. And it's like, wait a minute. When you build a system, now you're leveraging a framework. You're leveraging intellectual property. So even if your system, here, I've got a client who they reach out 5 times a week to past relationships, acquaintances, and clients. And here's the call. Hey, this is Bill from Smith Jones. Hey, man, we worked together a couple of years ago, and I just want to see how you're doing.
Awesome.
And the guy, your lady, says, "Oh, yeah, we did. Well, no, things are good. Don't need anything right now, but I appreciate your call." And 1 out of 5 says, "You know what? We need to talk."
Yep.
1 out of 5. And that's been his number, 1 out of 5. And he's done this now for 3 months, and he's generated business, but also reacquaintances, better relationships. And he's getting ready to go through all of his, I think he's got 200 of these people. So at some point he'll reach the end of that. We're going to have to build a new system or go back to some of those people who he didn't talk to. The point is that he knows it's 5 a week. It takes him an hour. And
good gosh, right?
Yeah.
And if I see time on his calendar, now I know we got it. He's inked in. He's got a little space. Even if it's half an hour, it says, this is when I do my 5 old client outreach. It's from noon to 12:30 every Friday is when I do that behavior. Yeah. And then you do it. And that's the system. And you just keep doing it. And you won't have to worry about the top of your funnel. I promise your guy does not have to worry about the top of his funnel. Because his system worries about it for him.
His system worries about it. And you can get all clever with AI. You can create systems in AI, but at some point you're the one that's going to deploy it, unless you have an advanced AI degree and you're using agents and stuff like that. But nobody I know is doing that and doing it well. It's really gets back to, what are you going to do each day that's going to be systematic? And that way you're not needy, you're not desperate. He makes these calls. He really does. He likes these people. And it comes across that he likes them. And so it's not a pitch. It's not at all. Now, what I'm telling them to do is take the next step and create a 1 webinar per month that you can then call all these people. There's like 10 people in this company, and they all each have 100, 200 people. You could populate that webinar every month with people from your past acquaintance list. So now you're actually not just connecting, you're saying, hey, we've got something coming up. I thought you might be interested in it. It's a 45-minute panel discussion on, how to do X, Y, Z. Would you like to see it? And they're going to be doing that come this summer. And now there'll be some other reason to call. So it's still a system. They're still calling, but they're inviting people to something.
So good. Yeah. So good. And it's so easy, but we make it hard. Building the system is valuable. I want you to hear that. There's a mic drop from Bill. Building the system is valuable. If you don't set that time aside, you'll never build the system. You'll never have one. You'll always be chasing the months. Always.
Chasing. Yeah.
You always chase. That little time spent to build the system is what starts the thing in motion.
Yeah.
So that's good.
So it's good. Those are two things, and they're kind of two sides of the same coin, how I use my time, but specifically in new business development. And if you have a problem that you have seen surface over and over, or maybe something you're struggling with now, go to our LinkedIn page. You probably are already a member. If you're not, go to advancedsellingpodcast.com/LinkedIn, join our group, and ask us a question, and we'll solicit some opinions from you guys, maybe put a couple more on here in the coming weeks.
That'd be great. Good one. 2 good ones.
Yeah. If you are interested in the Insider Program, I don't know what the release date is on this podcast. I think it's before the first week in May, but the first Friday in May, we're doing our Insider. And this month, it's on how do you construct and articulate your offer to your potential customers. Let me get it.
Awesome.
All right. See you next time.
See you.
Bye.